right? It's Justin Jefferson, it's Jamar Chase,
Andrew Hawkins,
no question. But there's guys that you can sit there and go, he's the physically most dominant receiver in the NFL, and that's a smaller group.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown from the Eagles is one of those guys that's at the very top of the list of most physically dominant. He was one of the main reasons why they make that massive comeback.
Absolutely. And you know, there's so much talk about the impact he can have on the game, and he finally did it in week 3. So we're going to jump in the film room for our improve it, remove it, lube it. One to get better at, one to get out of your game, and the last one that we hang in the museum because it's a work of art. Here you're going to see A.J. Brown on the outside. Now, he's not going to be the target here, but here's what you want to remove is that you understand there's an out route from the slot. You got an outside release on this defensive back because with eyes inside, it's a potential for a blow-up. So that's one that we're going to get better at. Here's one that we're going to completely remove. A.J. Brown's going to motion out. He's going to motion back into the slot, and now he's going to have a very similar out route that we just saw Devontae Smith run. But at this time, you see him stop out of the break. But you got to understand, because you're so physically gifted like you talked about, Dan, you are always live. That if Jalen gets into trouble, he still may come to you. You got to continue on that route because that was almost a big-time interception. And lastly.
All right, let's go to the Louvre. I think this is the play of the game. AJ's up top.
Yes.
I think this is like 2nd and 18. They don't have anything going on offensively in the second half, and he's got the slug. I want everyone to see it just so they get one picture at it, and then we're going to walk it back to tell us and teach us why. This is a Louvre. Also, great throw by Jalen Hurts. Okay, what do we got?
All right, so it's a dime, as you said. This is a sluggo here, and this is the improve it route that we had for George Pickens a week ago.
Correct.
So what you're going to do here is a double move. You're going to sell the slant. And how do you sell the slant? You have to give everything that you have to convince that defensive back I'm running a slant route. So I'm coming off the ball as hard as I can, 1, 2, 3, and on my third step, I'm going to plant as hard as I can to sell it. But more importantly, I'm going to bring my head and eyes. Now, what do you mean by bring your head and eyes? That DB is looking for indicators that this is a short route. And if you don't look to that route as if you're going back to the quarterback, he's not going to buy it. AJ does an incredible job.
So you mean to tell me he goes 1, 2, 3, quarterback's over my left shoulder, the camera at home, and he runs it like this?
I'm never buying it.
You're not buying it.
Because nothing about your demeanor actually proves that it's the first route. 1, 2, 3,
you want my eyes to go back to the quarterback that sells that ball is expecting to get thrown.
As soon as I see you look, I'm looking. Okay. And that's what the DB does. You see immediately he jumps to the slant, and A.J. Brown does a great job of when he feels the DB jump at it, he has a perfect exit strategy to get wide enough, slap hands down, but this is the best part.
Yeah.
He digs out of the break. So often, young receivers in the league and in football in general, they'll run that double move, and as soon as they do the first move, they're looking back, which makes you slower, which breaks the timing, and also makes it a smaller window for the quarterback. To your point, this is a perfect ball, but it's perfect because A.J. Brown understands that out of his first break, he has to dig to create the separation down the field.
Okay, so I love the point, dig out of the break. The question I have is, when does he know to get his eyes back? Since he's head down right now, trying to vertically get down the field, when does he know to peak?
He wants to peak whenever he feels like he's at full speed and he has enough separation that the DB can't break between when he gets there and when the ball drops.
So that's about like those reps, right? That's about knowing, hey, Jalen, Sluggo, once I get on top of him, you got to give me a second to beat him. Once I beat him, that's when you expect me to peak?
So essentially you're coming to almost a stop after that first move. So you're speeding up, you're stopping, and then you're speeding up again. So you can't look until you're at full speed, because when I'm at full speed, I'm hard to catch. The last thing that he does great, go back to this catch. So he does the first move, he digs, 1, 2, 3, hands down, I'm in separation mode. Look how late he puts his hands out there. Because now I know the DB's in a position where he's only going to react to when I reach. So if I reach too early, it slows me down and it allows me to tell the DB the ball is coming. He waits to the very last second, and when he shows it, it's too late for the DB to get there enough to stop the catch.
We've all heard defensive back coaches and defensive coordinators say, just wait till you see the hands. Once you see the hands, get them inside, get your hand inside, break it up. Good stuff, man. We're going to save it.
That's it.
We just leave that segment strictly for that picture every week.
I mean, it's the best picture. And now we hang it. We hang it in this museum.
All right.
Look,
and
add it to it. Come on, hang it up. Where's it at? Are we here? There he is.
Beautiful.
There it is. Look at this museum.
This is Hawk's beautiful gallery. I love it.
Welcome, AJ.
By the way, that's incredible, you guys. Something people can actually look for in a game. The hands out. I love it. All right, let's bring Adam Schefter back in here for some top stories. Adam, we're going to stick with this Eagles-Bucks matchup. What's going on with Nolan Smith?
Laura, he strained his triceps on Sunday against the Rams. It's a similar injury to the one that he had in the Super Bowl where he underwent surgery on his triceps 3 days after the Super Bowl. He aggravated it Sunday. They put him on injury reserve. He's going to miss the next 5 games, but then should be able to rejoin the Eagles in time for a Monday night, November 10th matchup against the Packers in Green Bay, where I'm sure you'll also be that night. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans not expected to play Sunday against the Eagles, but Chris Godwin looks like he's tracking to return, as is offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs. Both players back at practice, at least in a limited capacity today, and they have targeted this game on Sunday to get back to all along. But a lot of no practices across the league today for various wide receivers. Take a look at the list of wide receivers who didn't practice today, including both in San Francisco. Now, Tedaro McMillan said this afternoon that even though he didn't practice today, he does expect to play. Terry McLaurin's getting more information. Malik Neighbors usually misses practice time, but is almost always ready to go on Sunday. And there was one other notable practice report from today. Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick for the Titans, was limited in practice due to an ankle and calf injury. Limited. Can't imagine that somebody as tough as Cam Ward wouldn't play Sunday at Houston against the Texans, but it is worth monitoring as the week goes on.
Golly, a bunch of info there. Thanks to Adam for all the latest, of course. As always, Adam, a lot of things, too, for fantasy owners there. All right, new on NFL Live. Here's Aaron Rodgers ahead of his matchup with the Vikings in Dublin.
I can play better, for sure. It's just about sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and be comfortable with that. Some of our best plays is just getting the ball into our playmakers' hands and letting them go. So I just need to be disciplined like I usually am and get the ball to guys.
Aaron, I know this is a business trip, but what are you looking forward to about going over to Ireland this week?
Guinness. Guinness on tap is my favorite beer in the world. And I don't really drink beer.
You had said the team that drinks together, wins together.
Yeah.
Have you tried to incorporate that more?
I'm not going to tell you that.
I'm not sure how to take that. I also like how he's like, that's my favorite beer, but I don't really drink beer. Either way, Field, what are your expectations for the Steelers offense as they take on the Vikings in Ireland?
Tell you what, Laura, I'm a little bit nervous. This Steelers offense over the last 2 weeks especially has looked stale to me. I don't know where the explosive plays have gone in this offense. Remember in week 1, Aaron Rodgers had 4 passing touchdowns and kind of carved up that Jets defense in a come from behind crazy game. The past 2 weeks, really they were lucky to win this past Saturday. They won the turnover battle 5-1 and only beat the Patriots by 7 points. DK Metcalf is one of the best vertical threats in the entire NFL. Over the past 2 weeks, we have not seen much of it. As a matter of fact, the most explosive play through the air over the past 2 weeks was a screen pass to running back Jalen Warren that he just zigzagged for 64 yards. Right. This team's offense feels a little too complacent for me right now when the defense is not yet playing championship caliber football.
Yeah, especially if you're going up against a Brian Flores defense.
Good luck, yeah.
Adam, you got something else. Go ahead.
One other thing, Laura, as I'm watching the report about the Steelers from both you and Field, it has dawned on me that both of you look like you've been cast out of The Untouchables. So I think you get the part right there. The Untouchables, very good, very strong, excellent outfit coordination from the two of you today.
You know what? We planned this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. We
Our
totally
2-year-olds each picked our outfits this morning.
Exactly, which is really scary if you think about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, coming up. Get your popcorn
You guys are always untouchable. You guys are always untouchable, but especially in those outfits.